Alright, so we've got our course up and running here, and you want to keep it up and don't close out of it. And then also we have our grunt server running, so that's what's keeping our course going. So if you close this out, your grunt server won't be running anymore. So you want to make sure this is running. So keep that open. Next, what we'll be doing is styling it. And you can also edit a lot of the things like text and do different things in here as well. So we'll just be covering styling and a little bit of editing of the text, and the rest is for you to explore, or maybe I'll potentially do other videos down the line. But I just got started on this the other day. I literally have only spent a few hours working on styling and editing and just like testing that out, and I don't have any background in any of this, and I have very little knowledge of even using the command line. But it's pretty easy to pick up. So there's a great article here on the Adapt Learning Adapt framework GitHub here, and this is on creating your first course. So this covers a lot of the stuff that you'll need to know, although it is pretty technical, on editing the course files. So what we have open right now is the existing course demo. So what we would do is edit this, and we would edit the coursejson file here. So you can navigate and open this with your command prompt if you feel fine with that, or you can just go into the folder and open it. So if I go to Documents and then where I put my test course and I navigate myself in my file system here, I can go and find that. So what I'll go ahead and do that and open it and share that with you. Alright, so under the source folder and then the course folder, we'll open our configjson file, and we want to open this in a text editor, preferably something like Sublime Text or Atom. So I'll share both of those with you guys, and you'll see some stuff in here. So there's a few things in here, and some of this stuff has to do with your learning management system and reporting. So right now we have the require course completed set to true. The assessment has to be passed. It says true. Should submit the score false. So if you don't change this to true, then it's not going to submit the score to your learning management system. Should store responses false, should record interactions true. So that seems fine to me for the most part. You can change the question weight and a few other things in here. So all of this spore stuff here has to do with your learning management system, and there's also other places you'll have to adjust some of the code as well. But let's get to styling this a little bit. So if we go in, well, not styling, actually, let's go into editing some of the actual text. So if you go into your course folder here, you'll see things like course.json. So we'll focus on the course.json. This is our main page here. So what we will want to do is to go ahead and edit some things like the title. So let's just change this title here to test course. Oops. And then let's change the display title to test course as well. And then save. And in order to see these changes, you'll notice if you go back to your browser window, because you'll want to keep this open, if you go back, you see nothing has changed. So we have to actually update and make the changes, or actually look at the changes after we run this in our command line. All right, so we need to do grunt build, and this will go ahead and build this for us. And you have to be sure that when you're running these that your command line is in your folder. So now that I'm hooked back up to the server, I typed in grunt server. you can see that my text has changed here. So I can go ahead and edit more of this if I had wanted to. But something else that I might want to do other than editing the text is to edit some of the styling, like the colors for the course. So if you have brand colors, this is pretty easy to do, and I'll go ahead and show you guys this. So if we go back up into the source folder, we can see there's a few things here, and where we'll be editing the colors is in the theme. So what you can do is click into this, and we'll be using this less piece here. So this is where there's fonts, the padding, some generic, which I have not opened, and then colors. So this is very similar to CSS. What we'll do is we'll change some of the colors. So if we click on that colors folder there, or open it with the command prompt, we can open this in our text editor, and you'll see a bunch of colors everywhere. So we've got colors for components, buttons, navigation, and all these colors, you'll notice this is white or black or blue, and where it's getting these colors from is up here in this custom colors. So these are declared up here, and you can change them out for different colors, but I also recommend changing the actual text as well. So say we want to change this green color here, we would change that, but for now let's just change this blue color, and we'll call it something else as well. So find anything that is currently blue, we want to do find and replace, and say we want to replace it with like a different green, so let's say lime. So we're going to replace that with lime. So we're going to do a find all, and then we're going to do a replace. So we want to do replace this blue with the lime. So we're replacing all of those, and then we want to change this color too so that it matches. So I'll change this color here, and I'm going to save it. And now when we go to see, when we go to run our build here, we'll be able to see the changes. So if we go here now, you can see if I refresh the page, none of those colors come in. So, and I mean, there might be an easier way to do this. As I said, I'm not super familiar with this, but we're going to go ahead and build this again so that we can see the changes. So I just had gone ahead and done that run with, or grunt build with this. So I typed in grunt build, and now when I refresh, I can see this lime green color here. So you could see you could change the colors pretty easily. That was really quick, and once you get really used to it, it will be even faster. So I went ahead and did that. There's some other colors down here for different things. You can go ahead and look at those. And then if we go back into this less folder here, we can see other things. So you might want to just explore and look around at the different fonts, and you can see for this one's importing a Google Web font. It's Open Sans, and it has some backup fonts with it as well. So you can see some other things like the font weights for different things. You can go ahead and change those. So these are all the global things that apply to everything down here. So you can see the menu title font weight is a light one, but if I wanted to, I could change this title. So let's look at that, which is probably this one here. And I might want to change that, or maybe the page title, to something like bold. So I could say bold instead of light. So I might say bold and save it. And then I may do my build again. And let's see if that changed that. And I mean, you can go in and there's different ways to inspect and see, but it should have changed it. Oops, sorry, I didn't finish running yet. I got really impatient. So that didn't change that, but you can go in and see and play around and see what will change it. So that looks like that's a page title there. Oh, so you could see that's what this referred to. But you can always inspect and check out what each thing is. And the styling guide will be your best friend because there's a lot of information that will help you to style these. So I hope this was a little bit of a good intro to at least changing colors and changing a little bit of things in the Adapt framework.